Hey gamers, today we're looking at Nauticus. Let's check it out!
Setup for the game is pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to put your starting cube on the 10 victory points. Everyone starts with 10 victory points. You're going to put this little tile out for everyone. You're going to give one of these one-time bonus tiles to every player in the game. They're also going to get a stack of these, -3, -2, -1. They'll stack them next to their little player board here, where the first player will get 4 workers and 15 victory points. The second player gets the same, but they get a bonus coin. The third player starts with 17 coin and a bonus worker, and fourth player starts with 18 coin and 2 bonus workers. First player will have this. This will pass around each round. A round for 2 players goes 4 rounds. Anything higher than that goes 5 rounds. You put your round tracker right there. What you're going to do is start the anchor off right here at this location where the 3 workers are. You're going to shuffle the backs of all of these and then just put them around this little kind of wheel device here. And you're going to have all your extra sales, your workers, your money, your goods over to the side here. Your ship parts and everything will be over to the side there in stacks. And then you're ready to play the game. This game is very simple. What you're going to do, starting with the first player, is they're going to choose one of these actions, slide that piece down, and take that inside track reward, whatever it is. And there are several different rewards here. You can get coin, you can get victory points and extra workers. This one gives you a worker and an extra good. This will give you 2 workers, 2 victory points. This one gives you a sail or a mast. There are 4 different kinds of base sails. These are the sails over here, and these are the mast here. And you can get a free one if you choose any one of these 2 actions. This one gives you 3 workers. So you get those rewards. So let's say for the very beginning, I push this down. Okay, now me being first player, I get 2 extra workers. So I grab my 2 extra workers here, and then I take this action. Now, all of the actions that are blue tiles involve spending money, while as all of the actions in the brown tiles are spending workers. Okay, so that's kind of how you can do. Money is blue, workers are brown. And so in this case here, now I can buy any one of these ship parts I want. Now what's the cost? Well, the cost is listed randomly here at the top, and all these numbers are different, so depending on where these little petals are will determine the price. So for right now, this boat piece is free. I can get it for free. Or maybe I want to come over here and buy this little single piece here. That's worth 2. Or maybe I just want to buy an end piece, which is 1, or a middle piece, which is 3. Now, anything you buy that is free, it will go into your storage. So for instance, if I bought one of these bows here of the ship, I would take this piece and put it into my storage. Now you see here, you only have a limited amount of storage that you can fit in there. There are ways to get stuff out of your storage onto your ships and building the ships, but I'll talk about that later. But anyway, what if I wanted to buy a second one of these? Well, a second one of any type, no matter what the value, is going to be 4, and you can't buy a third type after that. So if I want to buy 2 of these, the second one would cost 4, but the good news is I could put it out here, maybe out in the open ocean while I'm building ships, because I paid money for it. Now another cool thing is, if you paid all of these, which the cost, no matter where you go, is $6. If you paid $6 and got 1 of each, you could get a bonus one of your choice for free. So maybe I wanted 2 of these little single ships. But remember, since I got it for free, that second one would go down here. Now all the rest of them that I paid for, let's say I paid for these 2, they could go here and start the beginnings of making a ship. Now once you start to make a ship, you can't break this apart and move it around to someplace else. It has to stay like it is. So for instance, maybe I was doing a 2-piece there, and then suddenly later on another round I bought this middle piece. I cannot split this up and stick this middle piece in the middle of those 2. No, because I've already closed them out and formed them together means that's going to be a 2-piece ship there, and this one can start a different type of ship later on. Now just for another example, if this tile was over here, well now the bows of the ship, which was free over here, if the piece would have been here, it would have cost 2, and the middle pieces would have been for free there, and the end pieces would have been 3. So the values of these switch up every round as you're shuffling these little petals and dealing them out randomly on the board. Now, once the first player has taken that action, then every other player may take the same action there, or they can pass. If they pass, they're going to take one of their little tokens and flip it over. What this is negative victory points. At the end of each round, if they don't pass 3 times, they're going to lose 3, 2, 1, or up to 6 victory points. That's why you start at 10. So sometimes you want to pass because you don't want to take the action. The more you pass, the more victory points you're saving for that round. Now, after that's done, this will close out, flip it over, no one's using it anymore, and then you're going to take this little anchor token on the very first one and place it there. That's to tell everyone that at the end of the round, when we do a reset, this little anchor wheel is going to spin around all the way to here, changing up the inside of this track. And if you look at the inside of this track, it's just a bunch of workers. What does that mean? Well, I used a money thing, so I didn't need to use workers, but let's say the next player was to get, and by the way, other things you can buy sails, look at that right there. You can buy mast right there. You can buy goods. There are 4 types of goods, and you can buy any of those types too. So those are things you can buy there. But when I go to, let's say, move something over, so let's say this one, this is a brown one. I take this action, it says move stuff from my dock over to my ships. And so when I push this down, I'm going to get 2 victory points. And then right here it says I get 2 free workers. These are like ghost workers. So I can move up to 2 things. Let's say I had all of this in my area, and I wanted to build something else onto one of these ships. So I get 2 workers for free, so I could take one of these masts and put it here, and then put a sail and put it right there on top of that. Now, the sails and the mast must match on the ship completely. So for example, later on, I couldn't put a different type mast on there because I've already made this one seahorses, not whales. Now, for this one down here that I built separately, that could be a whale, maybe later on. But later on, if I got one of these little sails, I could not put it on there. You can't mix and match. So this one would have to be another seahorse, right, like that, to complete it. You know, I'd have to have 2 different matching sails and masts for that. You can't just mix and match up. Now, anyway, once I did that, now everyone can take that turn, but get those 2 ghost workers as well. And what if I only had 1 piece? That's fine. But what if I wanted to move this piece over? Remember, my 2 pieces were to move those 2, the mast and the sail there. Well, if I wanted to move a 3rd one, I would have to pay one of my workers to move it over, and that starts its own little ship, like so. So you're building, and you can build multiple ships in the game, but once you complete one of these ships, so let's say later on that I completed this ship. Now, whether or not you're going to load goods on, loading goods on it is another different action. Like this brown action here, this is where you load goods onto ships. So if I wanted to take that action, I could load however many ships I had out there. I could load them up with goods. Now, that's how you kind of show that it's loaded up. So this is going to hold 2 goods, this one will hold 1, and depending how long I make this one, a 3 or a 4, as you see, is the maximum type of ship you can make. Depends on how many goods I can store under there. And these would come in with in-game points that I'll talk about later. But once you complete a ship, for instance, this is a 2 ship here. If you see on your board, now you get to take some bonus actions. You get to take a bonus action per completed mast. So since I got 2 masts completed, a number 2 ship, I'm going to take 2 of any one of these actions. And if I completed a 3, like it says here, I could take any 3 of these actions, but as you see, max 2 on these. So I couldn't take the same action 3 times. What different actions can you take? Well, first off, you can take a crown mast or a crown sail. Crowns are kind of like wild cards in the game. They can go anywhere. So for example, let's say later on, I had this mast, but I didn't have a sail, another seahorse sail. Well, because I have this crown sail, it can go over here, and that counts because it's like a miscellaneous one. And vice versa. If I was missing a mast here that I wanted to match up, it could be a crown, and a crown matches any of the designs and can have any mast onto it. So as long as these are matching, that's fine, and crowns can be on there too. They're sort of just like miscellaneous ones. Now remember, you'll be getting these for free, so anything you got for free, remember, it goes into your storage first. But other things you can get 7 coins tighten the game, 3 victory points, or 3 workers, or 2 different types of goods. You can't get the same type, you get 2 different types of goods. You can take any one of these rewards and take them again because I completed 2. If I just completed 1, I can only take 1 of these rewards. Now, the rules are written in German, so I could be off on this, but I think it says to score these at the end of the game. We go ahead and score them during the game. Duh, why not? Go ahead. So once you've completed one, we go ahead and score these points. But I believe, if I'm reading the rules right, it seems like you score them at the end. We score them at during the game. It makes no difference. All right, so after that, then let's say, they were, I can't remember what we did there. Oh, yeah, we moved goods from everything. Then we flip that one over. Now, you're going to be going around either buying goods, sales, mast. These other ones are moving goods, like I said, from your storage to your area. This one is really cool because you get 2 coins for every worker you want to cash in. And if I played this, not only would I get 4 coins, as that board says, but I got 3 free workers, which gives me a bonus 6 coins already. And then however many of these I wanted to get rid of, maybe 2, 4, 6, I could have 12 more dollars, because money can be tight, and that's the only way. That's one of the only ways you can get money. The other way is completing a ship and taking that $7 reward. Other ones that you can do, this other brown one says, hey, however many crown symbols you have, for every worker you give up, you'll get a victory point for each one of those workers. So for example, let's say I had passed twice. As you see, those are crown symbols there. And then I had a crown mast and a crown sail. Well, that could be 4 victory points. It says max of 15, but I've never seen anywhere get close to 15. But I could cash in all 4 of these workers for 1 victory point each. Okay, so it's just another way to get victory points in the game. Now the round keeps going until all but one of these tiles are flipped over. Once that happens, you pass first player to the next player. You, of course, readjust the wheel to the anchor there. You move your track marker up. You take all of the tiles, and you're going to shuffle them over and deal them out around the wheel, and then start another round. So maybe it looks like this for the next round, and then you start with the next first player and keep going around. The game ends after X amount of rounds. After that, you're going to add up all of these little points here. These are good points, and depending on how many goods you shipped at the end of the game, depends on how many points. So maybe I shipped, I don't know what this is, rice. Maybe I shipped 2 of these rice tokens at the end. Well, 2 of them would be 5 extra points. Maybe I shipped 4 coffee beans. Okay, well I shipped 4 coffee beans, I got 14 points. And maybe I only hit 1 fish, and that would give me 2 points there. Another thing to keep in mind is that each of your unused goods that are in storage here would give you 1 coin each, and for every 3 coins you had, that would give you 1 victory point. And whoever has the most victory points wins. I forgot to mention what this tile does. At any time in the game, on any of the rounds you want to, you can cash this in for 1 bonus movement. Even if that move has been already used, you can do it again that round. You can get 2 coin or 2 workers, depending on what type of action you're taking. And it says here you can take any one of the used workers again. So maybe I wanted to score, I'd already scored this for 6 points or maximum 15 points, and maybe I had 30 more workers. I don't know how that works. But you could score extra points there too. Or maybe get an extra move that turn, even though it had already been used. But once you use this, it goes away. And it's not worth any points at the end of the game.
Final thoughts. What do you think about the game? Rules goof real quick. When you're scoring the crowns, it's however many crowns you have on your player area count for 1 worker. For instance, I had 3 crowns in that example. If I paid 1 worker, then I would get 3 victory points for each worker I let go. So I could get rid of 5 workers, thereby getting the 15 points. So my bad about that. But like I said, the rules are written in German, so I had to do my best translation. I looked at some translations online, and things were a little bit off. But either way, wow, I've had my eye on this game for the full part of a year, and I've just been waiting to get it. It only came out in Germany, and it's kind of hard to get. A little expensive if you find one in the U.S. Every once in a while you can find a copy for a decent price, and it is so much fun. The first time we played this, we made a terrible mistake. We thought, oh, well, you build the biggest ship, right? You build the biggest ship, and that's how you get the big points. Man, you will be running out of money quick. We were both dying for money. We were giving up workers to get as much coin as we could because we didn't have any money. And during that, I think the first ship got built in the 3rd round. I mean, we're second to the last round before we started building our other ships. And then we built like 2 other ships within that the last 2 rounds. And we're like, oh, so someone before us probably could have been building a couple extra ships, maybe got some more shipments out there, and it'd have been, you know, a bigger score for them, or just as big a score. So I like that. And ever since then, no one, the biggest one anyone has. The first time I played the game, me and my buddy did 4s. The second time we played, no one did a 4. I think one person did. I think I did a 3, or someone else did a 3 with me. That's been it. You do 1s and 2s. That's easy. You can get that ball rolling, get those bonuses up, and keep the ball rolling. And that's what the game forces you to do, is take advantage of every option. Now that bonus action, I don't see why the bonus action 100% of the time has always been grab more pieces from the shipyard and move them over to your area. That has always been the last move, the bonus move that people pick, and usually the people do it by the end of the next round. The second to the last round, or 3rd or 4th round, those extra bonus actions are always used, which is fine. Now, I did hear someone complain saying the end game, the last round is kind of flat because, you know, you finish your last ship, you make sure you get those goods on it, and you don't want to start anything else. So what do? You just sit there and everyone passes? Yeah, technically, and maybe you get some more, free ship pieces or sails or posts into your hull so you can cash them in for points or get some victory point, get some coin so you can cash in for victory points later on. Yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic, but it basically just ends really quick after a couple of great rounds. The last round is mainly just a wrap-up round, and then you still don't know who will win, because even if you score, regardless of where you score the ships then and there or later, you don't know how many goods everyone's delivered, because they can flip them over and all the tokens are hidden on one side, so you don't really know. And so that also gives that extra mystery. There's like, oh man, was he able to get 5 goods? Because if so, he's going to beat me. So this game is excellent. We really enjoyed this game. Awesome game. Unfortunately, a little bit hard to get though, but definitely a keeper in my collection. All right, gamers, that's it for now. Until next time, game on!